Hello my dear students, continuing with the chapter measurement, today we will do dimensions, and in today's class we will learn the following. First, we will learn the use of exponents, then we will see what actually dimensions are. Thirdly, we will learn what dimensional formula are. Then we will learn the uses of dimensional analysis, and lastly we will do a few problems, simple problems based on dimensions. So this is all what we are going to do in today's class. So talking about exponents, because if you don't have any idea regarding exponents, then you will be facing difficulty in understanding this dimension. All right, so exponent, in basic mathematics, exponents are the powers to which a variable or a constant is raised. For example, if I multiply 2 by the same number 2, okay, the base here becomes 2 and its exponent becomes, because it has been multiplied twice, we write it 2 raised to the power 2. Or if I multiply this with one more 2, then my base is 2. The number, how many times it has been repeated? It has been repeated 3 times. So it has been raised to the power 3. Okay. So if I take any variable, say a, b, c, okay. So if I write a multiplied by a multiplied by a multiplied by a. So base here is a, and how many times has it been multiplied? 4 times. So we can write a into a into a into a as a to the power 4. So this is the basic idea regarding exponents, which is going to form a base for your understanding for dimensions. So coming to the main topic today, that is dimensions. So let us understand what these dimensions actually are. Dimensions of a physical quantity are the powers. So dimension is basically the power. So dimensions of a physical quantity are the powers to which the fundamental units are raised to obtain 1 unit of that physical quantity. Okay. So dimension is basically the power to which a fundamental quantity has been raised to obtain a derived quantity. For example, if I talk about speed, the formula for which is distance covered per unit time. So distance divided by time is the formula. All right. So if I want to write the dimensions of speed, distance is basically a certain length of path followed divided by time. So here the two fundamental physical quantities involved in writing the formula for speed are length and time. So dimensional formula, I'll tell you what dimensional formula is. So dimensional formula for speed is L. We represent the fundamental physical quantity in dimensional analysis as length by capital L and T, time, by capital T. Sometimes we can put this square bracket as well. Okay. Now since this T is in the denominator, okay, we can write L T to the power minus 1. So powers in the denominator, if written in the numerator, the power just becomes negative of what it was in the denominator. So the dimensional formula for speed is L T to the power minus 1, and the dimensions of speed are, now L, there's nothing here, means it has been raised to the power 1, and T, it has been raised to the power minus 1. So these powers are actually the dimensions of speed. So the dimensions of speed are 1, minus 1. All right. But we take 3 fundamental physical quantities in kinematics. The 3 fundamental quantities are mass, length and time. So we include the dimensions of all the three most of the times. So I have to write MLT. If I want to write a dimensional formula for speed, first we write the three physical fundamental quantities. Then we put the powers to which they have been raised. Now there is no m here. It means m was raised to the power 0. That is 1. Anything to the power 0 is equal to 1. So I can write 0 since it is not appearing here. It means the power to which mass has been raised is equal to 0, and L is 1 and T is minus 1. So this is the complete dimensional formula for speed. M to the power 0, L to the power 1, T to the power minus 1, and the dimensions for speed are 0, 1 and minus 1. Now coming to dimensional formula, as I told you with the example, that the formula is the expression showing the powers to which the fundamental units are to be raised to obtain 1 unit of the derived quantity. That is called dimensional formula of that physical quantity. So if I take speed, the dimensional formula for speed is m raised to the power 0, L raised to the power 1, T raised to the power minus 1. So this is the dimensional formula for speed. Alright. So generally speaking, okay, say Q is any physical quantity, okay, that takes help of the fundamental quantities for its expression. So say Q is any physical quantity, okay. So if Q is the unit of a derived quantity which is represented by Q is equal to, it is in general, Q is any physical quantities unit, okay, whose representation is like this: m raised to the power a can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, anything, L raised to another power b, T raised to another power c. This is the general expression for dimensional formula for any derived quantity, physical quantities unit. So here M, L, T, mass, length, time happen to be the fundamental quantities, okay, and A, B, C, these are actually the dimensions. Okay, so I hope it is clear so far that dimension means the powers to which we raise these M, L and T to express a physical quantities unit. Next, we will see what are the uses of this dimensional analysis. We have learned units. We have learned that a unit is necessary to express a physical quantity completely, provided the quantity contains a unit. All right. Then why this dimensional analysis? Why to use this dimensional analysis at all? So let's see what are the uses of this dimensional analysis. Firstly, it can be used to convert the value of a physical quantity from one system into another system of units. We have learned in our previous classes that we have got various systems of units, okay. For example, CGS, SI system, okay. Now the unit of speed, sticking to the same example, unit of speed in CGS system is centimeter per second, and the same physical quantities unit in another system, that is SI system, is meter per second. Now to know the relationship between centimeter per second and meter per second, because they are the same physical quantity, they will have a certain relationship with each other. This relationship can be found out. That means 1 centimeter per second is how much meter per second, or 1 meter per second is equal to how many centimeter per second, can be found out using the dimensional analysis. This was the first use. Second, it can be used to derive formulas. You know that a certain physical quantity has a certain relationship with with the quantities, fundamental quantities, but you don't know to which power. For example, if I talk about a pendulum, the second use, let me write it down first. It is used to derive formulae. Alright. Now, for example, if I take a simple pendulum, the time period of a simple pendulum, we don't know the formula in the beginning. Okay. So it depends upon mass. It depends upon effective length of the pendulum. We know it depends, but we don't know how it depends. Okay. It also depends on acceleration due to gravity g. Okay, we know that time period depends upon length and acceleration due to gravity. Okay, but we don't know how to write them in a formula because we don't know the powers to which these are to be raised in the formula for time period. Now I can't simply write T is equal to L into G. That would be wrong. Okay, because it has been established experimentally. So to know how it depends upon length and acceleration due to gravity, we have to use dimensional equations. Okay, and we can easily find out what powers this length and acceleration due to gravity are to be raised in order to obtain the formula for time period of a simple pendulum, which after you need not do the entire derivation. Okay, which after derivation, using dimensional analysis, it was found that time period is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. We knew it depends upon L, we knew it depends upon G, but we didn't know to what powers this L and G were to be raised. Okay, but after using dimensional equations, after doing dimensional analysis, it has been found that time period, the formula for time period is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. So that is the second use of dimensional analysis. And the third use is to check the correctness of an equation. You are given an equation in physics, okay, but you don't know whether the relationship holds good or not. To verify the same, we can use dimensional analysis. That is the third use. Now, after understanding what dimensional equations are, what dimensional formula is, we will do a few numerical problems which are very simple and an application of these dimensions. First question for you is, write down the dimensional formula for acceleration. Okay, to write down the dimensional formula for acceleration, you should know what acceleration is. You should know the definition or the formula. Acceleration, okay, is equal to, it is velocity divided by time, or speed divided by time. To be precise, it is velocity divided by time. All right, now acceleration, writing it here, is equal to velocity per time. Now, dimensional formula for acceleration. Okay, now here on the right hand side also you should know the formula for each and every term. Velocity, it is distance by time, so we can write it as length by time, that is capital L by capital T. and time is t. Okay, so dimensional formula, first velocity is length by time. We can write it in the numerator as negative power per time. One more time. So I can write L t to the power minus 1. When you write it up, this also will come with a negative power. So L t to the power, base is the same, exponents have to be added. Minus 1 is minus 2. If you want to write it with m, okay, the complete dimensional formula, we can write it as m to the power 0. There is no m here, means it is 1. 1 is m to the power 0. L to the power 1, t to the power minus 2. So if you are asked to write down the dimensions of acceleration, the dimensions are 0, 1 and minus 2. If you are asked to write down the formula, dimensional formula for this acceleration, the formula is here on the board. M to the power 0, L to the power 1, t to the power minus 2. This was your first example for numericals. Next, the question is write down the dimensional formula for kinetic energy. It is a form of energy. When a body moves, it possesses a form of energy. The form of energy is called kinetic energy. In short, we can write it as Ke, the formula for which is half multiplied by mass into square of the velocity. So kinetic energy, the formula is half into m into v square. Now if you want to write the formula or the dimensional formula for kinetic energy, no need to take this constant when you write the dimensional formula. We will just take the physical quantities here. The dimension for m, which stands for mass, is m. It has been raised to the power 1. Okay. Dimension for velocity, dimensional formula for velocity, we have already done. It is L t to the power minus 1. But this entire thing has been raised to the power 2 from the formula. So you have to be careful here. Alright. Now, opening the bracket, L also will be raised to the power 2. T also will be raised to the power minus 1 into 2 will be minus 2. So this is the dimensional formula for kinetic energy. And if you are asked to write down the dimensions of kinetic energy, the dimensions are 1, 2 and minus 2. Alright, the next type of problems involving dimensions, okay, is regarding dimensional equations. Okay, now here is an equation, half into m into v square, which is kinetic energy, is equal to m into g into h, which is potential energy. Okay, we don't know whether they are equal or not unless we do dimensional analysis. So what are we going to do now is that we are going to take this equation separately, find the dimensional formula for this equation, for this expression, take this separately as right hand side. Okay, do the same process, find the dimensional formula for this physical quantity. Then we are going to see whether they are equal, they are the same or not. If they are the same, then this equation also will be valid. Okay, so let us start. Taking left hand side, which contains half mv square. No need to take half when we take dimensional formula. Okay, we will just take the dimension for m, that is mass m, capital M, v square, L t to the power minus 1 whole raised to the power minus 2 whole raised to the power, sorry, not minus 2, 2, this entire thing. Okay, which can be written as m L square t to the power minus 2. Okay, so this is the dimensional formula for the physical quantity standing on the left hand side. Okay, we will do the same process. We will take this and see and have a look at the dimensional formula for the same lying on the right hand side. So let's take it. So let me write the expression for this one. LHS, we have found out m L square t to the power minus 2. Let's keep it as equation 1. Take RHS, right hand side of the equation, that is m into g into h. Okay, m stands for mass, g is nothing but acceleration due to gravity, which will have the same dimensional formula as that for acceleration. So for acceleration it is L t to the power minus 2. We have done it previously. And h is height, which is nothing but the length. So the dimension is L to the power 1 h. So just solving them, L comes twice here, so it is raised to the power 2 and t to the power minus 2. So this is the dimensional formula for right hand side, the expression lying on the right hand side, which is an expression for potential energy, which means that this equation is, see, 1 and 2, they are the same. The dimensions for them are the same. The dimensional formula for the left hand side and right hand side are the same. That means this equation is correct. So we can check the correctness of an equation using dimensional analysis, taking dimensional equations. So that is all in this topic, dimensions. So let me give you a recap of what we have done. Firstly, we learned what exponents actually are. Then we learned what dimensions are. These are the powers to which the fundamental units have been raised. Thirdly, we learned dimensional formula. We also learned how to represent a physical quantity in terms of its dimensional formula. Next, we learned the uses of this dimensional analysis. And lastly, we have done a few numericals, simple numericals based on dimensional equations and dimensional formula. I hope you have understood well. Thank you for your attention.